allergy season?
Yes, spring. Yeah.
My throat's been really sore.
Mine has been too, for a couple of weeks now.
I'm just waiting for the trees next to my house to blossom. It's gonna be like the decade.
Okay. Hey, folks. I won't take too much of your time, but I've been getting a lot of questions about how this paper is going to work and like what kind of characters will work for it. And I have tried to resist giving you a model because I didn't want to take a character away from you. I didn't want to basically write that paper or model that paper and then that was a paper that somebody else couldn't do. But I realized I can at least fake it with an English character, with a British character, because you can't do that for a paper on American modernism anyway. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do kind of a very brief outline and give you an idea of what kind of characteristics you want to look for in your character that you're doing, who does have to be an American character. Can be from a movie or a television series or a book if you want. Ideally something within your lifetime, although you could go back a little bit, you know, if you wanted to. But you don't want to go all the way back to like the 1920s because that's modernism. That's not the influence of modernism. That's modernism itself. So, I'm going to do Professor Snape, who is from the Harry Potter books. So he's not an option for you because he's a British character. And really he wouldn't be for me if I were actually writing this paper. But we can make him work because there was a modernist movement in England too. It's just in our case, we're focused on American modernism. So if you look at in your moderns, you're reading about the moderns, which I moved into this unit for you, so you can have it to look at. If you look at the bottom of 641, you have 3 paragraphs that basically explain the modernist hero. If you want to do a character, now you can also take the characteristics of modernism and do like a whole story. If you wanted to pick a movie that you thought followed the modernist pattern, you could do that too. But what most people are asking me about, which tells me that's either what most people are doing or what they're having trouble with, is they want to do a modernist hero and they don't know how. They don't know how to pick. So, this hero is a man of action, a warrior, and a tough competitor. He has a code of honor, courage, and endurance. He shows grace under pressure. He is thoroughly disillusioned. He has qualities such as decency, bravery, competence, and skillfulness. So, and the modernist hero is extremely flawed. So, out of those characteristics, and I'm sorry we don't have a sidebar for this, but it's a pretty short chunk, so you can get an idea of. So, let's say I want to do Professor Snape, because he is a very flawed character. He's not necessarily pleasant to be around. There are a lot of reasons you might not think of him as a hero. But in the end, even though he doesn't look like a hero, he does have a code of honor. Oh, for Pete's sake. I can't spell this after that. Right? He does have a code of honor. I think we can make the case that he's a tough competitor. And he is definitely disillusioned. We could even use, what is it, Hemingway's? No, let's stick with those three. Okay? So, we have a deeply flawed character.
Is that this book?
No, this is the old junior lit book, that, there's one back there if you wanna take a look at it. But it's where I got the reading the modernism reference that I posted is copied straight out of this book. If you wanna look at a hard copy. And we're on page 641, Cameron. So, let's say these are three criteria that I have chosen to represent the modernist, the American modernist hero, okay? So all I have to do then is apply them to my character. And he's a textbook version of this character. He's complex, you're not even really sure through a lot of the book if he's a hero or a villain, but of course he turns out to be a hero because he has all these things. Now, he doesn't necessarily have all the criteria that are listed in the book, but that's what your acknowledgement and response section's for. No good character is gonna be that straight down the line, because no author's gonna create somebody based on the criteria. They're gonna create somebody who's as realistic as possible, and the criteria are just gonna, some are gonna apply and some aren't. So, does that help some for you all, either at home or here in the classroom? Does this give you an idea of what you're doing? Clearer?
Yeah.
Clearer?
Yeah.
Clearer, Mr. Mills?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Emmel, is this clearer for you?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, awesome. If you don't have any questions for me, I'll give you plenty of time to write then, and I will post this video for everybody else. Okay, great.